3 years to the 60 hours when this city, no stranger to terrorism, witnessed possibly the most sophisticated, spectacular, coordinated terror strike anywhere in the world. A wounded and angry Mumbai said enough is enough. Between then and today, terror struck again, 13/7, unsolved till date. Are we any safer? Meanwhile, across the border, today the man we believe masterminded the war on India is brazenly holding anti-India rallies. How do the maimed and the traumatized? How does Mumbai get at least a semblance of closure? Tonight on 2611, lest we forget, joining us, Mr. Julio Rebeiro, former Commissioner of Police of Mumbai, who knows the city better than most. Mr. Rupen Doshi, he lost his friend at the Trident during that 2611 attack. Madhvi Karandikar, she's a survivor of the attack on the Taj. And of course, we all know prominent Mumbai face, Alec Padamsee, who's spoken out on the response we saw from authorities, from the government in the wake of the attack in 2000. Right. Mr. Doshi, is that a view that you share, that this is something that we have to accept, that this is the order of the day, so to speak, and therefore possibly we're not seeing the same kind of outrage over the fact that the government hasn't implemented a Ram Pradhan? These are nitty-gritties that are certainly in the scheme of things necessary to be done. Is that why we're not seeing the kind of outrage, though?
Unfortunately, we're actually facing this kind of reality wherein everything that we do in life, including security issues, we become so callous that chalta hai, hota hai kind of a thing. And we're just accepting these as fait accompli. I don't think the citizen of India should, for any reason whatsoever, be it corruption, security, whatever is it, he should accept that this is my fate. And, you know, this government bashing business and all, if I may use the word, it's just general time pass, you know. You want to point a finger at one guy or the other guy. I don't think this kind of a thing works. The safety of the common man on the road in Bombay will come when a security environment is created. A security environment is created. See what's happening all over the world. There has to be a deterrent. You know, putting off a bomb somewhere where nobody can find it is very easy to do in Bombay. So all this stuff that the government says that we've got in CCTV cameras and all is just not enough. It's not creating an environment. So therefore, it cannot create safety in my heart, though she feels safe whenever she walks around. But see, safety is not an issue all the time. You know, I'm not worried that, oh, a sniper's going to knock me off. So that's not the priority. The overall priority for the government and the people. See, I have a very different take on this. That my level of corruption is jumping the signal whenever I'm getting late. Somebody else's level of corruption is not paying income tax. Somebody else's level of corruption is taking money from a terrorist to let him get RDX and weapons in. Who is responsible for all this? Indian guys. You think Kasab can come into the country without support, local support? He's got local support from Indian citizens, man. So what are we doing about this? When you talk about security, look at yourself and how you are betraying your own nation. If I jumped a signal today, I have betrayed my nation. If you look at it that way, the way the Japs and the Germans look at their country, then none of this will be required at all.
Mr. Padamsee, Rupen Doshi, what do you feel today, 3 years on? You're clearly angry, you are. But do you feel a sense of impotent rage that you don't know where to direct that anger? Or do you believe that forgiving and moving on is something that you can deal with, possibly?
You know, since that fateful day 3 years ago, I've increasingly started believing in the theory of karma. You know, whatever will be, the future is not ours to see. So, you know, there is a rage, but it's got to be directed positively. You asked whether there'll be closure at all. You know, since 2611, it's just one large incident that killed a lot of people with an external force and stuff. But, you know, whenever I see people dying, you know, maybe a friend or a relative or even some stranger, you know, when I see on television, and I was very close to the Opera House bomb blast in July. My office is there. And, you know, strangers died and I felt very sad. And you know, I think all our hearts have become, you know, increasingly sad now. And we are frustrated because the political system, we ourselves are not able to do anything about it. But that, like she said, the sadness will remain. And, you know, there's no question of closure. Because these are wounds that will keep opening up time and again. Not necessarily because of an external threat through a terrorist, but because of the rapid downgrade of our country that we are seeing on a daily basis. Now on an hourly basis. Every day something new is coming up, which makes us feel so sad. And then it culminates in lives being lost. Right. So, you know, somebody's going hungry, somebody's getting hurt, and then people are losing their lives. So that is the status of our nation now, which is, you know, reflected or let's say symbolized in this whole terrorist thing. But it's very, very unfortunate that we ourselves, I mean, the government is on one side, but we ourselves aren't really doing anything about it. We are still, you know, divided. We are still not, you know, coming together. We are, you know, you go and light 300,000 people lit a candle at the Taj, and did they come and vote? I mean, come and vote, guys. Slums are 70% of Bombay slums. They're all voting so that they're getting in the wrong guys. This is change.
Mr. Padamsee, a response to that. We heard Vinita Kamte talk about that. The fact that this could go the way of the Parliament attack case. Is that a concern that you share?
Of course it is. It's a very major concern that everything in this country which has to do with justice goes slowly. Everything to do with the poor man goes slowly. I'm not only worried about the crores that you're spending on Kasab security, but I'm worried about the crores you're spending on the minister's security and the MP security, and all the crores that's going into corruption and all of this. See, all of this is adding up. It's not just so. It's money spent is one thing. Then how slowly these cases are moving. In our country, people are actually taking it for granted that nothing is going to happen legally. So you can go ahead and break the law. You're actually encouraging people to break the law, and this is an extreme example of breaking the law. And then there's nothing going to happen. So if you have the money and you can get away with it, you can do whatever you want. That is actually the message going out. Whether it's the courts, whether it's the government, whether the system, whatever it is, somebody's got to bell the cat.
Right.
Somebody's got to take charge of the situation.
Madhvi Karandikar joining us, Julio Rebeiro, Mr. Alec Padamsee, Rupen Doshi. Ma'am, Madhvi Karandikar, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and thanks so much for watching.